good afternoon. My name is Brandi Vandergriff and I am a local decorator in my area. And today I have the amazing opportunity to show you guys how you can take a very basic denim coat such as this one that I paid $20 for and potentially sell it for an upward of $165. And today we are going to be focusing on my favorite material. Drum roll, are you guys ready? I'm so excited. CAD-CUT Glitter Flake vinyl. And today we are going to be using the rip away applique method, which means we are going to be using my embroidery machine, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this material. So here we go. And just so you guys know, I just got engaged. I am so excited. And we are going to be decorating the back of the coat. And I'm going to be putting my future last name, which is Franken. So I'm going to be putting Mrs. Franken in the back. And I am also going to be putting some flowers above the left shoulder. And I am going to be implementing my wedding colors. I'm going to be using whites. I'm going to be using orange, navy, and a rose gold glitter flake vinyl today. And I'll go ahead and show you those right now. So here are the four colors that we're going to be using today: white, rose gold, the navy, and the orange. And I will show you how easy it is to use this material using an embroidery machine and the rip away method. So let's go ahead and hoop my coat. I have my garment hoops, and now we're going to go ahead and put the hoop onto the machine and get started. But I just wanted to mention to you really quick, when you go ahead and watch my rip away process, really focus on the satin stitch and how you will see no fraying, because if you've been doing embroidery, you know that one of the downfalls to doing applique is the constant fraying that you get when you go to cut the material around the design. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the machine and show you how simple it is to use this material. And this is how simple it is to rip the glitter flake away from the carrier. I'm going to go ahead and rip off a piece that's about 10 by 10 inches in size, and then we will start the next process. The next step is to lay the beautiful vinyl down like this. I went ahead and loaded my design, as I mentioned, and I always cut a little extra vinyl just in case I mismeasured, because I would rather have too much than not enough. So we're going to go ahead and start my machine. Just to refresh your guys' memory, we are going to do a floral embroidery design above the left shoulder, and we are using the rose gold material. We are using the navy, and last but not least, the orange for the flowers. And I will show you how easy it is to rip away the excess material in just a few minutes. So here we go. Okay, so I went ahead and I stitched out my very first flower, and now we are going to go ahead and rip away this material so that we can apply the next color. As I mentioned, rip away, bada bing. Look how simple that was. Now I'm going to go ahead and restart my machine. And our last rip away that we need to do before we take this coat off the hoop. Hey everyone, so your next step is to go ahead and rip away any excess material that you might have. And I'm going to zoom in on the satin stitching so that you can see that there will be no fraying from this material. And I do want to mention that ripping away this material is very satisfying to listen to. I don't know why, but it is beautiful to listen to for some reason. I can just like watch videos, be on videos of like rip away being done. So I'm going to zoom in so you can experience this yourself. So here we go. And we are going to now rip this away. See how easy it is to rip away. It's easy peasy. Takes just a moment. I'm going to use my tweezers for any excess pieces that I can't get with my fingers. I have my tweezers. I just have a few of these pieces to grab really quick. Okay, so our last and final step is to use our heat press to apply the material to our garments. And I always recommend printing your instructions in advance. I have literally all my instructions for all of my material printed and stored in this binder so that I don't ever have to go online to figure out the temperature and the time for any material. It's super convenient. And one last thing, actually, I am using a heat pillow today because there are many seams on this coat and I want to make sure I get an equal amount of heat and pressure so that my material will not come off. And I will show you what it looks like in just a moment. Okay, now I'm ready to rock and roll. I have my pillow ready. I'm just going to go ahead and feed this coat onto the platen. I want to make sure it's even underneath so that it gets an even amount of pressure all the way around. It does. Make sure to use craft paper. And I'm going to go for 12 seconds today. And bada bing, it is done. I have a few jump stitches that I'm going to remove, but this is how it turned out. I think it turned out pretty amazing and beautiful. Okay, everyone, so here is the finished product. I am super impressed with how it turned out. I love the personalized flowers with the glitter flake. I love my last name to be. I did add some lips to the collar along with my wedding date, and I wanted the wedding date facing me instead of the opposite direction. So when I have the cuff flipped, it made it even more special. So as I mentioned before, we use the STAHLS CAD-CUT Glitter Flake material today, and we did the rip away applique method using embroidery. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a great day, and it was such a pleasure.